Hello and welcome aboard the LJ Airlines with Jenny Guerrero and Lucas Mullen.
Hi there. So we are going to hopefully pitch a proposal to you all to be able to be hired on as your airline consultants. And so just a quick overview of what we do for our daily lives. So we kind of take different graphic information given to us by the Seattle/Tacoma International Airport, and then the different airlines that fly in and out of their airlines. And so if you can quickly look at your screen, the average minute of delay per flight is taxing on the Virgin Airlines. And then if you look over to your grayscale, the percentage of delayed flights is mostly contained by Hawaiian Airlines. And so what we're here to do for you today is kind of gauge which airlines is the bigger risk and which airlines kind of has that smoother transaction of getting you in and out and into your final destination.
And what's also really nice about this overview is it has a breakdown over the different months. So for the different airlines as well, which is really helpful when you're trying to plan that travel. When your company or organization is looking to fly, you can really evaluate and make the best decision for your flight needs. This next one is about the flight delays that we kind of talked about in the first one, but what is really nice about this is that we have it broken down in the different quarters. Similar to before, we wanted you to have the most information for the busy times and also maybe the not so great times to fly. And so we do have each of the different carriers on the left, and then we also have the different averages that are there in regards to the percent of delayed flights right here at the bottom. As you can see, Frontier and Hawaiian overall are not necessarily the best if you look at just strict numbers, but if you do look at the different quarters, there might be some times that it might be better to fly them. And so that's what's something that when we were looking at information to show you, wanted to make sure that it was attractive and easy to see for this as well.
And moving over to the minute-by-minute delays, we've kind of broken it down to this bubble graphing format. And so if you take a look quickly, Alaska in the year 2013 is when we're doing these averages, seems to have the most flight delays. And then if you look deeper into it, Hawaiian has the least amount of delays. And so we kind of pick this design or visualization so that it can kind of appeal and attract to our millennial and our younger groups. And so if they're traveling for a spring break, or if they're traveling for fun or for pleasure, or perhaps with their families, this kind of graph would be best to present that information to them. And so we're thinking about our targeted audience. And so there's pictures, there's bubbles, there's color, and it sort of screams at the millennial kind of group to kind of get engaged with this, kind of hefty information, which will ultimately, lead to price costs, the times and the locations and things of that nature.
And also we want to take it a step further and take that information because we know the audience or the people who you may be in front of that are having to make decisions might want something a little bit more professional. As you can tell, if you compare back and forth, this one doesn't necessarily have the specific numbers like this one does here. So you can see the different carrier names here, but you also have a better idea of the specific numbers and the minutes for those different ones as well, which is pretty helpful. And so that's why we wanted to make sure that even though it is the same information, it's just shared differently for the consumer.
And in addition to the information that is showed here, though our clients may not necessarily want to fly with Alaska because of such high volumes of minutes of their delay, they have the comparison right below it to determine which is going to work best for them. And so because we have each carrier laid out, we can determine which is best for their budget, which is best for their family, their friends, or even the corporate partners. And so having that line by line and side by side comparison is much more easy and feasible to construct a good plan. And so finally, the cause of delays. And so we wanted to kind of show our clients or our potential clients in sort of what are the major reasons. And so if you're taking a look at this chart here, you can see that majority of all flights, including all these carriers, have all flights on time. And so that's a really good thing that we want to kind of display to our clients here, because we don't want to necessarily bring down the different carriers. We want to raise them up because this is a collective kind of industry, and so we want to support one another in this kind of messaging. And so, if you're looking deeply into it, there are two other main causes of delays, and so that is by security and also by the aircraft. And so that can be whether it has to refuel or whether there's some sort of repairs that may not have been brought up when they brought the reports in. And so that's kind of a neat way to kind of figure out what's causing these delays. And so we sort of picked these colors because it can kind of target the audience and say, okay, well, that pink soothing kind of salmon color can let me know that these flights were all on time, and so it's majority of the flights, and we shouldn't take these delays into consideration very much.
And with that, we just want to thank you for choosing LJ Airline Consultants. Thank you.